So I can definitely see why they call this place one of the platypus capitals of Australia. There's so many. G'day guys, JJ here, and I just arrived on the Broken River on the outskirts of the Eungella National Park. I'll be camping here for a couple of nights and for a pretty specific reason. Mate, I'm down here looking for platypus. Platypuses, platypi, whatever you want to call them. This is an absolute hotspot, possibly the best place anywhere in Australia to see these guys. The few people I've already talked to here at the campsite, they're here for the same reason, and apparently they are here in abundance. So first point of call is to set up camp and head down and try and find some plats. So this will actually be the first time setting up my brand new tent. It's a backpacking tent. It's much smaller than the other tent that I have been using. Let's see how long it takes to set up. So this is the new tent setup. I'm really looking forward to using it. I think it's going to get a pretty good workout, but I've just got a sleeping mat under here, which I bought at the same time as the tent. Got my sleeping bag, pillow up the front. That's a better look at the sleeping mat there. And yeah, good as gold. All right, so camp is set up. Did take a little bit longer than I'd like, but it's a new tent. It'll only get faster. And now I'm heading down to the river to kind of see where the best vantage points might be, spot some plats. So there is a little viewing deck just under the bridge, which is right next to the campsite. So I think I'll try that spot first. So I can definitely see why they call this place one of the platypus capitals of Australia. There's so many, and they're still like a little bit further away than I would like. I'd like to get some close-up shots. I think with a bit of patience, come back a few more times, I reckon they'll come closer. So there are a couple of different places you can stay here at Eungella. So you can camp like I am. This is the Broken River Bush Camp. There are a few different campsites around. This is perfect for me. I absolutely love staying at places like this. But there also are a couple of cabins that you can stay in, or even if you don't want to stay, it's only an hour or so from Mackay. So you can definitely make a day trip out of visiting this place. But now it's time to just enjoy a beer or two, cook up some dinner. I got some chicken curry I prepped the other day for this occasion. Really looking forward to that. And then, yeah, I guess I'll see you guys in the morning. Good morning, guys. It's pretty early, about 6:30. Come back down to the viewing platforms to try and find more plats. These guys are generally more active earlier in the morning or late in the afternoon, although it is said that here you can see them through all times of the day. And one thing that I picked up on yesterday is the plats are like the celebrities of this place. Everyone is down here to see them, which is so good that people are so, intrigued and just want to see these amazing animals. But for me, I love them, but I've also got a bit of a love-hate relationship because I really want to get these shots. But I found when they're on the other side of the river, kind of just chilling, doing their own thing, it's really good to step back from the camera and just appreciate this unique Australian monitoring. In saying that, there's one just underneath the platform right now. Patience pays off, mate. Patience pays off. This fellow was in much closer to the viewing platform. You're spending quite a bit of time on the surface as well. Even had a bit of a scratch up there. Often they're kind of just at the surface for a few seconds and dive back down. And you don't really know where they're going to pop up again. It's also been a little bit rainy this morning, so the surface of the water is quite broken with little raindrops and stuff coming down. So it makes it even harder to kind of see exactly where they are. But if you are up in the Eungella National Park, you've got to come down to these platforms and have a look for these platypus, man. It is absolutely awesome. You can see how stoked I am. These guys are just such a unique, iconic Australian animal, and I'm so in my element. And what I aim to do with this channel is show you guys the wild side of travel, and that can be interpreted in so many different ways. But for me, this is the sort of stuff I live for. You know, I love seeing this wildlife in its natural habitat, spending time down here just taking it all in, you know, hearing the birds singing, just seeing the sun rising, the rain coming through the canopy. It's a moment in time that you just won't forget when you really embrace nature in this way. Now, as well as the major draw card of the platypus, there's also lots of walks you can do all throughout the national park. The one I just checked out then was the Sky Window Circuit, which gives you a view over the entire valley. There's also another one where there was a beautiful big strangler fig that's made an archway over the path. Plenty out in the rainforest there that you can go and explore. Oh, that water feels so nice. So there's no platypus in this watering hole, or at least not at the moment, but it is so beautiful nonetheless. This is like the fourth walk that I've done today. So if you are here in the national park, guys, definitely take advantage. Do 1 or 2 of those walks, or 3 or 4. It'll definitely be worth your while. So I'm down at the platypus viewing platforms for the last time before I start heading back down south tomorrow. And honestly, I'm so stoked with how many I've seen already. Anything else will just be a bonus. Oh, so how cool is this? I've just found the entrance to one of the platypus burrows. It's crazy to think that just like a meter or 2 up that burrow, there is probably a platypus resting. And that's that, guys. Time for me to head back to camp. That is the end of my time here with the platypus, unfortunately. But what can I say? These guys are one of the last of an ancient lineage of mammals that have evolved over millions of years. They're so primitive, but yet so specialized in what they do. They are one of the last monotremes, egg-laying mammals that you can find anywhere in the world. It's just these guys and then the echidnas in Australia and New Guinea. So really quite humbling to be able to spend such quality time with these guys here. So tomorrow I start the drive back down to the Gold Coast, but don't worry, I've got a few more stops to make, a few more adventures planned, so I hope you guys can join in on those. Thanks for letting me ramble on, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.